Stop what you're doing right now and ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you completely lost control of your emotions? Maybe you exploded in anger, broke down crying at the worst possible moment, or let fear paralyze you when you needed to act. Now think about how people looked at you afterward. Did they look at you with respect? Or did you see something else in their eyes? Disappointment, fear, maybe even pity. Here's the brutal truth that nobody wants to hear. People don't respect those who can't control themselves. And if you can't command your own emotions, you'll spend your life being commanded by others. The problem, look, I get it. We live in a world that tells us it's okay to feel everything deeply, that being emotional is authentic, that letting it all out is healthy. But where's the respect that comes with all this authenticity? The reality is harsh but simple. The world doesn't care about your emotional storms. It judges you on your ability to handle pressure. When you lose control, whether it's screaming at a coworker, having a meltdown in public, or letting anxiety dictate your decisions, you're basically announcing to everyone around you, I can't handle myself. And here's what Carl Jung understood that most people don't. Those who cannot govern themselves are doomed to be governed by others. No one respects someone who's constantly being dragged around by their own feelings like a puppet on strings. Misconceptions about emotional control. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think controlling emotions means becoming some kind of robot, cold, distant, emotionally dead. That's complete nonsense. Carl Jung wasn't trying to create emotionless zombies. He saw emotions as powerful forces, like raw materials that could either destroy you or be shaped into something incredible. Think of it like this. Emotions are like fire. You can either let that fire burn down your house, or you can use it to forge steel. The difference between suppressing emotions and mastering them is huge. Suppressing is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. Eventually, it's going to explode to the surface with even more force. Mastering emotions means acknowledging them, understanding them, but deciding what to do with them. When someone provokes you, you feel that anger rising. That's normal. But instead of immediately lashing out, you pause. You feel the fire, but you choose whether to let it consume you or channel it into focused determination. That's not being fake or cold, that's being powerful. The nature of emotional forces. Jung believed that emotions aren't just random feelings, they're natural forces. Anger is like a volcano ready to erupt. Fear is like a storm system moving through. Sadness can be as deep as an ocean. These forces are incredibly powerful, and they can either lift you up or completely destroy you. Most people think they're in control of their choices, but the truth is, emotions are running the show most of the time. That flash of anger makes your blood boil before your rational mind even kicks in. That wave of fear paralyzes you before you can think it through. But here's the thing, these forces aren't necessarily bad. Anger can become courage if you know how to use it. Fear can become strategic thinking. Even sadness can become deep compassion or incredible art. The question is, are you using these emotions or are they using you? When you're constantly reacting to your emotions instead of directing them, you become predictable. And predictable people are easily manipulated. Anyone who knows which buttons to push can control you completely. Active versus reactive people. Carl Jung divided people into two types, reactive and active. Most people are reactive. They're like ping pong balls, bouncing around based on whatever hits them. If someone criticizes them, they get defensive. When someone praises them, they get excited. If someone ignores them, they get anxious. Their entire emotional state depends on what's happening around them. Reactive people waste enormous amounts of energy because they're always defending, justifying, seeking approval, or fighting against something. They never actually create anything meaningful because they're too busy reacting to life instead of living it. Active people feel all the same emotions, but they don't become slaves to them. When someone tries to provoke them, they observe before responding. When they feel angry, they transform that energy into fuel for their goals. When fear shows up, they ask themselves, is this useful information or just noise I need to push through? The active person shapes their world instead of being shaped by it. They create their own values instead of adopting whatever's popular. And that's why people naturally respect them, because they demonstrate inner strength and reliability, the will to power and self-mastery. For Jung, this all comes back to what he called the will to power. Not power over other people, but power over yourself. It's the drive to grow, to overcome your limitations, to become the person you're capable of being. When you can't control your emotions, you're showing the world that you can't even govern your own inner territory. How can anyone trust you with bigger responsibilities if you can't handle your own feelings? Real respect comes from demonstrating that you have inner strength, not physical strength or aggression, but the kind of strength that keeps you steady when everything around you is chaos. People might not be able to put their finger on it, but they can sense when someone has genuine self-control, and they naturally gravitate toward that person. What true emotional mastery looks like. True emotional mastery isn't about becoming numb or detached. It's about having the freedom to choose your responses. You can still feel joy, express love, even cry when it's appropriate, but you're making conscious choices about when and how to express these emotions. It's like being the conductor of your own orchestra. All the emotions are there, the drums of anger, the strings of sadness, the brass of excitement. But you decide when each instrument plays and how loud. You're creating a symphony instead of just making noise. This kind of self-mastery makes you incredibly attractive to others, not just romantically, but in every area of life. People want to follow leaders who won't crack under pressure. They want to work with colleagues who stay cool in crisis. They want to be around friends who won't explode over small things. Call to action, challenge. So here's my challenge for you. Think about the area of your life where you most struggle with emotional control. Is it at work when someone challenges you? In relationships when you feel insecure? Or maybe it's just with yourself, in those quiet moments when your own thoughts spiral out of control. Whatever it is, start paying attention. Notice when those emotional triggers get pulled. Feel the emotion rising, but pause before you react. Ask yourself, how do I want to handle this? What response would make me proud of myself later? Because here's the truth. Respect isn't something you can demand from others. It's something you earn by proving, day after day, that you're the master of your own ship. And that journey starts right now, with the next choice you make. If you found value in this, please share your thoughts in the comments section below and join a growing community that expand your mind, self-awareness, consciousness, and self-discovery. Subscribe to ThinkDeep Studiox and turn on notifications, because the truth is, your situation is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of the version of you that's been waiting to live.